consecutive month of decline, and China's outbound shipments to the US fell 21% in April year-on-year after the imposition of tariffs in early April, while imports dropped nearly 14%. Some analysts say that this provides the first official data after the trade war began and shows the initial damage from tariffs. Laura Westbrook, Hong Kong.
From bureaus worldwide, this is FSN.
From the studios of Extreme Sports in Hastings, Nebraska, we present Huddle Up, a great way to start your day with all the news, weather, and sports you need, interesting interviews, and friendly conversation from two guys that go together like Scooby and Shaggy, Mike Will and Tyson Havronic.
And hi again, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Huddle Up here on Extreme Sports, and welcome to a Friday, the 9th day of May for 2025. Mike Will, Tyson Havronic, and a special guest coming up for us here today as we broadcast live on our section from the Kansas Motor Speedway as we get set for the NASCAR weekend here at Kansas Motor Speedway. We'll be talking about that coming up. Also in sports today, of course, a big win yesterday for the Nebraska softball team. We'll tell you about that coming up as the Huskers move on in the Big 12 Conference baseball tournament. Actually, the softball tournament. The baseball team going to be playing their final home series of the season this weekend against Michigan. Four Hastings College golfers have been named to the all-conference teams in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. The Nebraska Kearney women's golf team finished up in the NCAA Central Regional yesterday. We'll tell you how they did. And we got started with district baseball yesterday. Hastings High and Adams Central both picking up wins. Plus, the NBA and the NHL continued with their playoff activity last night. So all that and more is coming up as you get going here for this Friday morning as we welcome in Tyson Havronic from the Western Studios, the long Western Studios back in Hastings. Good morning.
Yeah, no longer the Eastern Studios for you, my man. It's the Southeastern Studios today over at the Kansas Motor Speedway as you get set for a big NASCAR weekend. Pretty good setup that you guys got up and rolling there bright and early here this morning. See the big table and the banner out flying proudly. I'm sure the flag flying atop the Mike Will RV as well as we showcase our extreme sports colors out at a major sporting event. So kudos to you for being ready to answer the bell here this morning as we get set for what should be a pretty fun weekend. And you mentioned it, hit the nail on the head. We got exciting high school baseball action coming up a little bit later on this evening. 4 o'clock first pitch as that AC gets set for their rematch against St. Paul. And you get set for a big NASCAR weekend. Exciting action on the ice last night. Even on the baseball diamond, Braves hitting a walk-off winner for the second straight night in a row. And yeah, lots of buzz. Big softball matchup coming up for Nebraska as the UCLA advances out of their side. Big shocker in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan with a shutout over Oregon. That was, I think, the big eye opener. And Nebraska struggled a little bit early on, but then Jordy found a groove, and we groove on into a pretty easy coasting victory over Penn State. So that action will continue. Quarterfinal action today, and yeah. This is it's gonna be a good show, and we talk ponies a little bit later on with Jim Schleicher as the horses get set to shift to Lincoln, and we'll probably even get a few notes on the Kentucky Derby winner not going to be running in the Preakness that made headlines here this week in sports. And oh, by the way, new pope was announced yesterday. White smoke from the Vatican, and he's right here from America. So we got lots to cover today.
Yeah, lots going on for this Friday morning as we get you up and get you going. Let's start with, my activities this morning.
Sure.
It's not easy when you've got others staying with you in your RV and you start milling around at 3 o'clock in the morning And finally, I got up at about 3:30 today and started putting my sports together. You know, you're flipping on lights. You need power, so you're flipping on lights. You're turning on the generator, and the people that have the RVs and things know what I'm talking about. They're trying to sleep. Then I'm trying to do my sports, and I'm recording stuff for our affiliates that we usually do each and every day. So I'm trying to do my sports, and they're trying to get a couple of more snoozes in.
I wouldn't be able to do it, man. Like that's like what time I'd probably be getting to bed if I was over at the Kansas Motor Speedway, and you're sitting there waking everybody up. Yeah.
That's why I have my sunglasses on today. I didn't get any sleep, so I don't want anybody to see how baggy my eyes are today.
Yeah, the IT guy, Shane, who's been known on this show just as the IT guy, he's going to make our debut on the show today as he tries to keep us on the air here for the next hour or so. We decided just to stick him on the show. My little buddy to my right is my grandson, Riken, who's also making his debut on Huddle Up. It's good to be enjoying the weekend. Actually, you know where the name of this show came from?
Came from Riken.
Came from Riken. We were hashing around some ideas about what to call this show, and Riken actually came up with the name Huddle Up. So it kind of stuck with us, and that's the name of the show. So, yeah, give kudos to Riken. Are these geese that are now coming in over here?
Yeah.
Is this geese or ducks or what?
Those are geese.
Yeah, we've got geese that are coming in. So if some birds start flying in our scene, we're hanging out in the Richmond campground. If people know that's out here at the Kansas Motor Speedway, we're in the Richmond campground here today. So that's what's going on. Tonight we've got. Let's see, the ARCA series is going to be running here tonight, and then tomorrow night the Craftsman Truck Series, and then the big guys will be in here on Sunday afternoon with a 2 o'clock starting time at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Last year, an exciting race. Kyle Larson wins the spring race. I think that was the closest finish ever.
Yep, that was crazy. They thought Chris Buescher won there for a while, and then they took, 20 minutes to figure it out, and it was Kyle Larson.
And then the fall race, as you see behind us, Ross Chastain won the fall race here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. So that's what's going on here at the racetrack as we get set for a big weekend of racing action here at the Speedway. Again, we'll have baseball action coming up this afternoon here on Extreme Sports. It'll be Adams Central playing St. Paul Palmer for the second time this season. These two teams just played in the regular season finale earlier this week on Tuesday, and Adams Central was able to win that ball game by a score of 9-3. So they'll play again this afternoon. 4 o'clock starting time. You'll have the call back in Hastings at Duncan Field, 3:45 for the pregame show. Winner of that game will move on to the state tournament next week in Omaha. So the Patriots on the doorstep of another state tournament berth under head coach Tim Stroman.
Yeah, and it's just been a record-breaking season for AC. They get a great draw in the postseason field for district play, and get an opportunity to take on a squad that you just saw. But you're hoping for the Patriots' sake, and we'll talk with Tim Stroman for the pregame show. And one of the first things I'll talk about is you pick up a 9-3 win, and your guys might be mentally setting things on cruise control a little bit. You can't do that in the postseason, especially in the sport of baseball. Like we heard from Victor Rojas yesterday, baseball's going to baseball, and sometimes some bounces and breaks don't go your way, and you just got to make sure you go out and execute, and that you're mentally focused and prepared. And so we'll be talking with him on just kind of like getting the boys mentally prepared here for this rematch. It's really tough, especially when you get district play. We used to do it all the time, not in baseball, but it was other sports, where we'd play Adams Central last week of the regular season. We'd have to turn around and face them in the first round of the playoffs, and it was just like, oh, this team again. And it was hard to mentally focus for that. And so, that'd be kind of the key storylines is just if they can go out and they can execute and they can play the way that they played all season, you really like AC's chances to make another bid into the state tournament. This time it'll hopefully be, knock on wood, a little bit more comfortable for the AC Patriots. It was just last year they had to wait on a wild card bid, and there was some anxious moments certainly in that clubhouse and in that dugout. And so hoping you can put one in the win column, get yourself a pretty good seeding here for the Class C state tournament coming up next weekend.
All right, so Adams Central will play. Hastings High also picked up a win in the opening round of district play yesterday. They knocked off Platteview by the score of 7-3. So the Tigers in the same situation. They win today. They'll move to the Class B state tournament next week in Omaha. The Tigers will have a team in Ralston this afternoon, late this afternoon, 5 o'clock starting time. That's a team that I believe the Tigers beat earlier this season as well. So Hastings High also on the doorstep of a state tournament berth.
Yeah, and a little bit more tough draw for Hastings High, but at the same time, talking with a few of the baseball dads out there with the Tigers, and really for the Tigers, it's just a matter of what team you're going to see. They've kind of had a little case of the Jackal and Hydes this year, where one game they'll look like spectacular fashion and can play with the best teams in Class B, and other games they're sitting there scratching their heads and trying to figure out if the boys just woke up ready to roll. So if the Tigers are executing at a high level, if they're playing their best ball, I think that they can play with just about anybody in Class B. You're just hoping that you continue to see the good side of the Tigers, and that hopefully they found their stride here as they've hit postseason play. But they got a pretty good draw against Ralston, opponent that they've seen earlier this year too. So both Hastings schools on the doorstep, potential state tournament berths on the line. It's postseason baseball, and lots to play for across the state today. We'll be checking in on all the scores and action from across the state today. Join us for our coverage of Adams Central from beautiful Duncan Field, beginning at 3:45.
By the way, Hastings High did beat Ralston earlier this year, back on April the 3rd, 5-4. So both Adams Central and Hastings High playing opponents in the district finals today that they have beaten so far during the regular season. So maybe we can get one, maybe two teams, Shane, in the state tournament next week.
That'd be great for the city of Hastings. My only question is does Tim still have the chain and the beard going?
He does. When I saw him earlier this week, the chain was still there. He put that on, God, a couple of weeks ago. And he let the whiskers grow, and I don't think he's shaved since. So, yeah, he's still scruffy, and he's still wearing the chain. So
we'll have to get him a new beard trimmer. He's probably going to wear that one out.
I'm gonna have to figure out. Like I have to look for the guy in the chain, because if I'm looking for Tim Stroman, I'm not gonna be able to recognize him. I don't think I've ever seen him with facial hair before. So this will be a new experience. I got to look for the chain instead of old Timmy boy.
You're waking up with Mike and Tyson. Shane, the IT guy, has also joined us. Riken is on hand with us as well as we broadcast our section from the Kansas Motor Speedway today. You're back at home to provide baseball action for us this afternoon. 4 o'clock starting time. I'll be about maybe 7, 8 deep by then.
You're on vacation, so is there rules? I mean, you don't really have a solid starting time. You can kind of go whenever and kind of kickstart this vacation.
No, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, vacation rules.
My thing is like anybody that knows me, I go to Vegas quite a bit. I haven't stepped foot in this place behind us yet.
Right behind us, if you're watching us on the video stream,
what is that?
That's the Hollywood Casino. That's the Hollywood side of the
beautiful spot.
Well, we're within about a 9-iron shot of the front door. The chances of us not going in that place today are slim to none. Slim to none. We'll be in there today sometime with everybody in our group. Somebody will be over there today.
So what's the layout? Is it the Hollywood Casino to your south, Hooters to your left, the track to the right? Like give me the demographic or the geographics of where you're at right now.
Well, Hooters where is it from here?
About 2 blocks north of here.
Yeah, you're asking me directions. I can't tell you which way the sun's coming up, and it is coming up right on us right now.
So our campground is southeast of Turn 2. So Hollywood Casino.
Oh yeah, I know where that's at.
is in Turn 2. And then Hooters is 2 blocks north.
And we'll be visiting that place once, maybe twice today. Not today, but this week.
And Bass Pro / what is that? Cabela's
yeah.
Is just a block north.
So that gives you kind of an idea of where we're at here today. Broadcasting live.
Go win us some money. Go win us some money.
You got any tips that I could maybe take in? What I'm going to do, remember that story about Denny Hamlin when he won all that money at the Buffalo machine?
Oh, the Wild Buffalo machine, yeah.
Yeah, the Wild Buffalo machine. I'm going to go inside and look for one and just wait for Denny to show up. He put $12,000 into the slot machine when he played. I might have $12. $12 to put in there.
What you do is you kind of scout around and you wait for somebody to kind of build the jackpot up and then run out of money. And once they run out of money, and then you go slide in. No, I know that because somebody did that to me at Grand Island. I swear to God, the very next spin he hit when I went up to go put debit card back into the ATM to withdraw some more money, the very next spin he sat down on my machine and he hit the jackpot.
That's the way it always happens, buddy.
Never again. That's what you got to do.
All right, 7:15.
Ty Schleicher saying you can't drink all day if you don't start in the morning. Good advice.
That is good advice from a guy that probably knows a lot about that. 7:15, we'll get you the quick update on the NBA when you wake up, get going here this morning. NBA playoffs, Minnesota beat Golden State last night, 117-93 to tie up the Western Conference semifinals now at a game apiece tonight. Cleveland will be at Indiana with the Pacers leading that series 2-0. Oklahoma City is at Denver tonight. That series is tied up at 1 game apiece. So that's what's happening in the NBA playoffs right now.
On the ice, I might be a little bit sluggish to start up. I ended up watching overtime hockey last night in the nightcap game. Yeah, the one that started at 8:30. I had to close down the brewery last night, so I figured hell might as well stay up and watch some hockey. It was second period by the time I got home. Then it got to overtime, and then my blood got racing a little bit. Edmonton takes a 2-0 lead against Vegas. Shane spoke so fondly of Vegas earlier on the show. Edmonton 5-4 last night, an absolutely bonkers hockey game. Meanwhile, Washington has tied the series up against the Carolina Hurricanes. They were 3-1 winners last night. Tonight on the ice, we go out east. The Florida Panthers will try to salvage a game. They are down 2-0 to the Toronto Maple Leafs, but they're in Florida tonight, and so Florida will have the home ice advantage. They trail that series 0-2, and the series stays in Winnipeg for game number 2 with the Dallas Stars and the Winnipeg Jets.
I think that Vegas series has gone over in goal count the last 2 games.
Oh God, yeah. Yeah, what the first game was like a 4-3, 7-goal game, and then this one 9 goals.
Maybe that's my bet today.
Yeah, do walk across the street and bet that? We're going to bet total goals in the Vegas series. Is that the only thing we can come up with for this show?
Might save me some money.
Or get you a little starter cash. Get you a little starter cash. You guys going to bet the NASCAR race, by the way, while you're there?
We usually do. And that's just like that's throwing a dart on a dartboard. You don't know what's going to happen.
No.
What's the odds-on favorite right now?
I don't even know.
Haven't looked at it.
I would assume Kyle Larson's up there, Byron. I'll check him in when we come back out of the break.
We're sitting in this campground, and I was going to bring on maybe some guests to talk to around here. Hell, there's not a soul up right now. We are the only people up in this campground. If we look around, the 3 of us that you see on camera right now, we're the only 3 up. There's not a soul around in this campground because they partied all night last night, and tonight's going to be worse.
Yep.
That's why we don't do the show on Saturday. I was able to get up today. Hell, tomorrow there's not a snowball's chance in hell that I would be up.
You say it's going to be worse. Don't you mean it's going to be better?
Well, yeah.
That sounds like a good time to me.
There's a guy up.
Here comes a guy with the American flag. Hey. Hey. Good Lord. Anyway, 7:18, waking up with Mike and Tyson with Shane here this morning. Riken hanging out here on location at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Again, you can chime in with us anytime. Just get on our social media sites, leave us a message. The phone lines are still active. You can give us a call, 402-834-1330. Make sure you dial the right number. It's not 984, it's 834 because...
Come on, Tim.
Yeah, Tim Stroman has called this little old lady about 10 times, and she's getting tired
see
of
the buttons with his beard.
402-834-1330 is our telephone number to chime in. You're listening to Huddle Up this morning on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
Top story today, Nebraska Legislature's Education Committee struggling to advance an education package. This largely due to the internal divisions over a controversial provision allowing K-12 students to leave school for off-site religious instruction. Though the bill also includes broadly supported measures like increased teacher leave, opposition from both Democratic-aligned senators and Republican members has stalled the progress. Other contentious proposals in this education package include displaying the Ten Commandments and In God We Trust in schools, the debate reflecting a national trend with Nebraska following states like Louisiana and Texas in advancing conservative religious agendas in education despite voter resistance to school voucher programs. Discussions are also underway in Washington, D.C. about relocating parts of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, including the Agriculture Research Service area. Senator Deb Fischer supporting moving some of the operations to Nebraska, citing benefits for local ranchers and existing agriculture infrastructure, such as the Meat Animal Research Center and Clay Center. Despite potential USDA budget cuts, Fisher said she is working to secure funding for a precision agriculture research facility at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. The U.S. House has passed a bill largely along party lines. To finally do it, they have formalized part of President Donald Trump's executive order, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The bill requiring all federal agencies to update their documents and maps with the new name within 6 months. Notably, Congressman Don Bacon of Nebraska was the lone Republican to vote against the measure, saying, quote, renaming bodies of water is not a priority and sends a bad message to the rest of the world, end quote. Fascinating. 7:21, let's swing things over to the Kansas Motor Speedway, live trackside. Mike Will has your sports.
Well, Nebraska beat Penn State 9-1 yesterday in the Big Ten Conference softball tournament in Evanston, Illinois. Jordy Ball was the winning pitcher, throwing 5 innings and giving up 1 run and 2 base hits. She struck out 9. She retired the final 12 batters that she faced, including 8 by strikeouts. Ava Bredwell was 3 for 3 at the plate with a double and 3 RBIs. Nebraska is now 39-12 on the season, and they will play UCLA in the semifinals today at 4 o'clock. The Bruins beat Indiana 5-4 yesterday. In the other games, Michigan beat top-seeded Oregon 5-0, and Purdue defeated Ohio State 14-6. Michigan will play Purdue in the other semifinal game at 6:30 tonight. The Nebraska baseball team will play their final home series of the season this weekend against Michigan. The Huskers are 24-25 on the season. 11-13 in the conference. The Wolverines are 31-17, 14-10 in the league. First pitch will be at 6 o'clock tonight. 4 Hastings College golfers have been named to the all-conference teams of the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Gabe Escalera, Henry Kosmicki, and Max Nielsen have been named to the first team. Riker Dunkley has been named honorable mention. The Nebraska Kearney women's golf team shot the second lowest 54-hole score in program history to finish 9th of the 2025 NCAA Central Regional yesterday in Edmond, Oklahoma. The Lopers finished with a team score of 888. Juliana Botero Molina and Emmy Rude both fired a school record 217 to tie for 18th place. Hastings High baseball team beat Platteview 7-3 yesterday in the B3 District Baseball Tournament in Ralston. Isaiah Shaw had 4 hits and 2 RBIs for the Tigers. Carlos Jimenez was the winning pitcher. He threw 5 1/3 innings and gave up 3 runs and 4 base hits. He struck out 3, walked 3. Hastings is now 12-11 on the season. They'll play Ralston today in the finals. The Rams beat Nebraska City 6-0 in the opening round. First pitch will be at 5 o'clock this afternoon. And the Adams Central baseball team opened the C4 district tournament with a 6-1 win over Fairbury. Jack Shagru had 3 hits and 2 RBIs for the Patriots. Hunter Neppel, Caleb Wallmeyer, and Nick Musel combined to throw a no-hitter against the Jeffs. Adams Central is now 20-6 on the season and will play St. Paul Palmer in the finals today. The Wildcats beat Arlington yesterday by the score of 10-3. Adams Central beat St. Paul Palmer 9-3 earlier this week. First pitch today is going to be at 4 o'clock. We'll have the game right here on Extreme Sports, beginning with a pregame show at 3:45. That's a check on your sports headlines this morning. It's now 7:20 on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We made it to Friday, and we have another gorgeous and warm day on tap with plenty of sunshine. Hey, everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 83 is the high today, plenty of sunshine, and a light wind of about 5 miles per hour out of the north. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies. 53 is the overnight low. All the way up to 86 and sunny on Saturday. We'll keep the winds light as well, but then things start to change a little bit. Wind-wise on Sunday, 84, and winds gusting into the 30s.
Right now in Hastings, we've got sunny skies. Temp stands at 53 in Hastings. Here trackside in Kansas City at Kansas City Motor Speedway, we've got bright sunshiny skies, and the temp stands at 53 degrees at Extreme Sports.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydro massage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
I'm John Butler, funeral director and owner at Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center in Hastings.
And I'm Nikki Butler, the Advanced Funeral Planning Specialist. Whether you choose a traditional service, cremation, or a unique memorial service, our experienced staff is here to help guide you through every step. Visit us at lbvfh.com to learn more about our services and how we can support you.
Livingston Butler Volland Funeral Home and Cremation Center. We are here when your need is greatest.
Hamilton has been providing IT solutions for businesses across the state of Nebraska for more than 3 decades. We know that Nebraska businesses are a driving force of support for the communities in which we live and work. We keep them connected and protected by delivering cybersecurity, hosted phones, and managed IT. We are grateful to be part of our Nebraska communities and to support their technology needs.
More information at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Get ready for the ultimate trivia experience with Extreme Sports Trivia. Play from anywhere at home, on the go, or at your favorite bar or restaurant. Compete live against players from all over in real time, answering questions across categories like sports, pop culture, Marvel, and more. Want to see how you stack up? Track your progress with live leaderboards and aim for the top spot. It's free, fun, and super easy to play. So what are you waiting for? Sign up today at extremesports.com trivia and start playing now. And keep an eye out. We're coming soon to a bar or restaurant near you.
Get ready, race fans. Cam Raceway is teaming up with Extreme Sports for an electrifying season of high speed, dirt slinging, adrenaline pumping action. Every race night, we're bringing you live video coverage straight from the track, so you won't miss a single lap, pass, or photo finish. From non-wing warriors to cage karts, flat karts, and the A-class wing beasts, we've got it all. There's nothing like the roar of the engines, the smell of burning rubber, and the rush of dirt flying action right in front of you. So get to the track and experience it live. But if you can't make it, don't sweat. Extreme Sports has you covered. Buckle up, because this season is going to be fast, fierce, and unforgettable. Make sure you like and follow Extreme Sports on Facebook to get all the latest updates, and we will see you at the track.
All right, Mike Will, Tyson Avronic, the IT guy, Shane with us here. Riken on hand here at the Kansas Motor Speedway here today. And by the way, yeah, they're racing tonight at Cam Raceway. Come on out and enjoy the racing action. If you can't make it for some reason, if you want to still enjoy the action, you can. We've got the live stream up tonight with Extreme Sports. Just go to our website. You can click on the tab there at the top of the page. Click on Racing and follow all the directions, and we'll get you lined up with the live racing action tonight at Cam Raceway in Hastings. Well, it's 7:30. It's a Friday, and you know what that means.
They're moving into the gate.
And down the stretch they come in the Kentucky Derby, and Barbaro is running away. It's Edgar Prado aboard, and Barbaro is going to win this Derby by 6 lengths. Blue Best had second. From far back, Steppenwolf came on to be third.
All right, it's Friday, and again, we're going to welcome in Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network to join us. The ponies have left Fauner Park. They're now in Lincoln, but hey, the winning continues in Lincoln as we welcome him in, Jimmy, to the program here today. Good morning, Jimmy.
Morning. Thank you, guys. Yeah, you guys are down in Kansas City, bright sunny day, great racing going to be there, but we've also got some great horse races up here at Lincoln, and looking forward to a brand new meet and having 15 days of excitement here.
Jim, talk about the Lincoln facility. Get us kind of up to date on what's going on down there in Lincoln.
Well, Lincoln is the facility is located out on 77 and Highway 77 and Denton Road on the southwest corner of Lincoln. It's a 7/8 mile track, so that's going to be a little different layout for most people. You know, we're looking at the 5/8 mile track, the 1 mile track. This is a 7/8, really beautiful facility out here. So we're going to see a lot of 5 furlong and 5.5 furlong races that we don't see at Fauner Park. So this throws a different element in because, you know, a little farther than that 4 furlong sprint, but not quite as far for a horse to be able to run somebody down in the 6 furlong. But beautiful facility out here. There's also the casino for war horses out here. And like I said, it's a pretty exciting day here. We're going to go for a 15-day meet. Last year was the first year that we kind of got back on track, and there was only 4 days of racing. But 15 days and a lot of horses out here and some really exciting stakes races to be run here.
Jim, you mentioned some of the shorter races than the 6 and the 6.5 furlongs that we're used to seeing over in Grand Island. Talk about, does that change up the handicap strategy, so to speak, and what are you looking for in this 7/8 mile track?
Well, when we're going 5 and 5.5 furlongs, like I said, it's a little different than the 6. You know, there's some horses. It's kind of ironic that. That half furlong makes a huge difference. It might be that the horse has a lot of speed, but he just can't carry it 6 furlongs. We see some horses that barely make 4, so now we're going to add that extra furlong. But we also have a lot longer back stretch than what we see at Fauner. So that's going to give the jockeys a little bit better chance to position themselves going into that first corner. But you know, one thing that we don't know is we've seen Fauner had quite the speed bias this year. We don't know what Lincoln's going to bring. Last year, it played pretty even. So I've kind of handicapped it that way. I still like to see the speed horses, especially when all the races, for the most part, are 5 and 5.5 furlongs over this weekend. Now, we do throw in a 7 furlong race, a 2-turn 7 furlong race on Sunday, and I believe there's one on Saturday, too, that makes it really interesting.
Yeah, we're talking with Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. The ponies have moved on from Fauner Park to Lincoln. Jim, did a lot of the horses, did they make the transition as well, or is this a whole new group of horses we're going to see in Lincoln?
No, we're going to see a lot of the same horses. There's been a few additions that come up from Will Rogers Downs out of Oklahoma that we'll see up here, so throw them into the mix. But we're going to see, for the most part, the same trainers, the same owners, the same horses. We do lose a few jockeys, but we gain a few because the horses at Fauner Park tend to either go to Lincoln or they're going to go over to Iowa to Prairie Meadows that opens at the same time. So you'll see horses going back and forth between those two tracks to be able to compete on their best levels at either location.
Again, Jim Schlager from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network joining us here on Huddle Up this morning as we are live from the Western Studios here in Humble Hastings, Nebraska, and the Kansas Motor Speedway here today. Jim, let's talk a little bit about the weekend card for those that are going to be heading up to watch some live racing action or simulcasting from the comfort of their own homes. Let's kind of preview the card a little bit and take a look at some of your best bets on the weekend.
Well, racing will kick off today at 3 o'clock. Fridays will have a 3 o'clock post time. Saturdays and Sundays will be just like Fauner. There'll be a 1:30 post time. But yeah, we're kicking off today with a nice 6-race card. And you know, if we're going to go straight to it, let's go to the best bets. And in there, I look for today race 2, number 1, Mischievous Miss. It has a lot of speed, going 5 furlongs. It's trained by Marvin Johnson. Marvin Johnson finished the meet really well at Fauner Park this year. His horses are really fit. I look for this horse going 5 furlongs to be able to get out on the lead, carry its speed the distance, and get the win today. One thing you'll notice, there's a couple different jockeys here. We're not seeing Kevin Roman here. Kevin went over to Prairie Meadows. We've got Quinoas that come in from Will Rogers Downs. Good little rider. Adrian Ramos is back after taking a fall earlier this year when a couple horses flipped heels and he had broke his arm, so we'll see Adrian Ramos back. But for the most part, we got the same jockey, so you'll be able to handicap it the same there. And so, like I said, I'm looking for Mischievous Miss with she's got a good jockey on her for Marvin Johnson and to get the win there. If we're looking for the long shot today, race 3, Maladjusted Misfit. This horse is usually close to the pace, and last out just wasn't anywhere to be found. Just threw in a clunker. I'm going to toss out that race. I look for Maladjusted Misfit to return to its form, come back and get the win. Possibly, I'm saying we might get 4 or 5 to 1 odds. It's a little harder when we've only got 6 races to find that extreme long shot that we really think can win. You know, you get 10 races, you got more horses to choose from. If I can get 4 to 1 on Maladjusted Misfit, I'll be pretty happy. Now we go into Saturday's card, and Saturday, great card out here. Saturday, best bet of the day. Another horse that run at Fauner Park, race 4, number 3, we call him Doc. This horse came out of some really live races, meaning that the horses that he raced against in each of those races, when he didn't win, those horses that he competed against come back and were winners. They run really well. Even if they finish 2nd or 3rd in that race, they come back in their next race and run really well. That's things we look for when we're handicapping, because if a horse comes out of a really tough race, they might have not won, but his competition comes back and wins, shows that, he's potentially going to come back and do the same thing. And that's, I look for that to happen with We Call Him Doc. And then jump into the 5th race for our long shot, Stolen Halo. This is a 7 furlong race. So like I said, a little different to handicap. It's going to be a short run into that first turn, because they'll be starting at the finish line, and ending at the finish line there. This distance, Stolen Halo should be able to handle that. And if he gets to the lead, this horse could possibly take this field wire to wire. And at 10-1, them are some good odds to be playing in the exactas, the trifectas, the superfectas. Let's get some money into these pools. Let's make some money and start the weekend, start the meet out right. So that's kind of where I'm looking there. And then we're going to finish up the card on Saturday with a $30,000 stakes race. 3-year-old Nebraska breds going 5 furlongs. And, you know, it's nice to see. The casinos have added money to these purses. Bottom purse is $7,100 here. Most of the allowance races are running for like $16,000. The stakes races, they're going to be starting out at $30,000. So owners and trainers are going to get the chance to make some money. And that Saturday race looks pretty tough here. There's some nice horses in it.
All right, so again, you can bet the ponies in person in Lincoln. You can definitely head to Fowler Park and go the simulcast route, and you can bet the ponies from Lincoln up at Grand Island. Are there some horses, Jim, that are more suitable? You talked about the track in Lincoln. Are there some horses that are more suitable to running that Lincoln track than maybe that we saw at Fowler?
Well, like I said, you're going to have a longer stretch, so and a wider sweeping turn. So it's not going to be the Fawner's got some pretty tight turns. They are banked pretty nice, but it favors a rail horse. When we get to the bigger tracks, it's easier for a horse to gain momentum going into the turn and be able to come from off the pace. You know, they're not them tight turns. You lose a lot of ground on. So this one gives a jockey a lot better chance to position his horse. Race a little wide, he's not going to lose quite as much distance out there. He can keep his momentum.
Again, Jim Schleicher joining us here as we continue on Huddle Up and talking all things ponies and the live thoroughbred racing that continues here in the state of Nebraska as we shift our attention over to Lincoln. But let's shift our attention nationally, Jim. The big news over the week, the Kentucky Derby winner not going to be running in the Preakness, and I think from the nationwide eyeball standpoint, that kind of takes some of the focus and some of the attention off Preakness. But talk a little bit about that decision and that's impact on that card as we move forward.
Well, as we know, Sovereignty run a really nice race to win the Derby, but Trainer Bill Mott has elected to not run in the Preakness. He feels it's best for the horse. When you're trying to come back within 2 weeks, that's really taking a lot out of a horse. You know, he's setting this horse up for not just whether it's the Belmont where he intends to run next, but he's looking down the road a long ways at the future of this horse. He's even trying to set this horse up already for going into the Breeders' Cup. Don't burn your horse out early. He's in this for the long haul. Yeah, everybody wants to see a Triple Crown winner. Them are pretty special, but it takes a really special horse. It's grueling for these horses. Some of those horses come out of that, and after 3 races in 5 weeks, going against some of the toughest in the nation, going distances up to 1.5 miles, that really takes its toll on a horse. These horses need a lot of time to rest. So Bill's looking at the entire summer season here and going into the fall. And like I said, I admire him because it's not all about the dollars. It's about the horse. And, you know, I'd like to see some other trainers be that way too.
The horses need the rest. Our IT guy, by the way, Jim, he needs a little bit of rest, too, after a long night here at the Kansas Speedway. We might put him down for a little nappy this afternoon.
Yeah, but I'll bet he's got to get out and find a golf course today, though, somewhere.
Jim, that horse that I had in the Kentucky Derby, there was a reason that horse was listed at 90-1 earlier in the week, and I hopped on its bandwagon. There was a reason that the odds were that high, is because he finished second to the last in the Kentucky Derby.
You know, he didn't run all that bad. Let's give him a little credit. The track was off, and when you're running in a 20-horse field, there's a lot of getting bounced around in there. You know, your horse is going to come back. You'll see him in some nice stakes races later on this year. Like I said, it's not always the best horse that wins the Derby. This year, I think it was one of the better horses, but I think he's going to come back well, and we'll talk about him later on this year in some of the other races.
Well, Jim, depending on how my casino trip goes today, be looking for a Venmo payment from me. You can double up my money up there in Lincoln.
Well, let's go for it. Yeah, you don't even have to do good in the casino. Let's just send the money up. We'll do good at Lincoln, and then I'll send it back to you.
You double it, and then give me double back, and we'll call her good.
I think that's a losing effort for me to understand that right. But So who's your picks down there for the Speedway race?
Well, I pulled those up there at commercial break. Kyle Larson is the favorite, followed by Blaney, Reddick, Byron, Hamlin, and Bell. Those are your top, 5, 6?
I knew I was in trouble. People must have seen my Speedway picks. I didn't know where I put them out. It must have been one of those where they could read my mind. But Kyle Larson seems to do very well down there. Kansas City likes his Speedway. That would have been where my money's gone, but at the favorite, I just can't play that.
All right, well, you play your horses, Jimmy. We'll play our race cars this weekend, and maybe we can both come out winners, all right?
Well, that sounds good. Maybe we can figure out, we'll have to talk to the casinos and see if we can work out a daily double where we can take the feature race at Lincoln and tie that into the feature race, being the NASCAR race every weekend, and I think that's an intriguing bet.
Yeah,
that is interesting. You might pitch that down there while you're down there this weekend. All right.
Well, we'll try that. I'll talk to the powers to be, and that way we can get the fans to follow both races, and maybe while you're down there on the infield screen, they'll have a little tote board off to the side. They'll have a show the live horses running, and we'll just pitch that straight to the NASCAR people too.
How's your other part-time gig going for you this week?
Hey, that's been going great. I know I haven't really promoted that much. You guys know about it, but I've been getting a lot of mowing in and doing some groundskeeping work at this new golf course. So I'm looking pretty excited to get my clubs out and do some swinging up there.
Can't wait for you to come over and take care of my yard.
Well, all I do is mow. I'm not that agronomist that puts all the weed killer on it. I just have to make sure that I've got straight lines out there, that it looks really, really beautiful. I'm going to have to get a better pair of glasses, because when you're mowing these courses 2 and 3 times a week and you're only taking an eighth, a quarter of an inch off, it's kind of hard to see where you've mowed.
Absolutely.
All right, Jimmy, have yourself a great weekend, a profitable one, and we enjoyed talking to you. We'll do it again next Friday.
Sounds good. I like the profitable end. Let's do this. You guys have a drink or two. I'll have a drink or two, and let's celebrate winning.
Okay, all right. Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network. He checks in with us each and every Friday to keep us up to date on what's going on locally and again nationally. No Triple Crown winner this year is going to be moving on to the Belmont and skipping the next race. So I guess that's not surprising. It's happened here the last couple of years. We haven't had a Triple Crown winner for a while.
I like what he says about the trainers and the owners getting together and making that decision and realizing that this horse has a long shelf life in terms of potentially winning and earning, and doesn't want to burn him out too early, and really kind of a call to get more trainers on board with that. So Sovereignty skipping out on the Preakness, that was kind of the big national news for horse racing. But here locally in the state, I mean, we're excited. We've seen the growth from this expanded gaming law and what this has done for the horsemen here in the state of Nebraska, with expanded purses and stakes races that the casinos are able to funnel back into the horsemen. You're already starting to see the fruits, and we're still very in the infancy stages of all this. So this is a really exciting time, and you might know that the Horsemen knew what the hell they were talking about when they were up at the state legislature battling that for the over part of 20 years. And as it paves its way through, we're in just year 2 already seeing the fruits, man.
All right, waking up with Mike and Tyson. Shane has joined us here this morning from the Kansas Motor Speedway. Little Riken has joined us on set as well as we get closer to race time here at the Speedway. Again, we've got the ARCA Series coming in here tonight. Of course, all the qualifying will take place throughout the day on Saturday. We get the trucks on the track tomorrow night, and Sunday is the big day as the NASCAR teams, the Cup Series, will be on the track. As you see, Kyle Larson behind us, he gets his mug on the Hollywood Casino for a year. He won the spring race a year ago. Ross Chastain was the winner of the fall race. Kansas City running a couple of races each and every year, and then the mugs go up on the casino behind us as they stay up there. So that's always exciting to see when we return each and every year. We're in the Richmond campground here this morning at the Kansas Motor Speedway. I'd say, Shane, about 75% full right now, 65% full?
Yeah, I talked to the check-in lady yesterday when we got here, and she said Friday and Saturday are going to be the biggest days for vehicles coming in and out. So it's kind of nice to see all the big motorhomes and the RVs that come in. You know, our setup has not, I mean, these big setups they have, you know, it just blows my mind.
There's a guy who's got a tiki bar. And we're going to visit that tonight. I didn't want to go over there last night because I had to get up this morning and get this thing put together. Mm-hmm. I don't have that tomorrow, so chances are I'll be heading to this guy's tiki bar later on tonight here in the campground. There's a lot going on, as you might expect, and as soon as we wrap up here, I'm sure we're going to, throw the eggs on and we'll get the breakfast started. This guy here, he has a bracket for everything. Last night we got into our preliminary round of bag throwing with bags, and guess who was crowned champion again? The guy to my right. Yeah, the guy next to me. Him and his roommate or whoever she is, they're pretty good bags throwers.
You know, that's one of the reasons why I date her.
Yeah, he just wanted a partner to throw bags.
Bags championships.
Sorry,
good stuff. We got McKenna chiming in saying go Kyle Larson. Tammy says Sadie says hi to the IT guy. And Lou Doggy saying go Pats here later on this afternoon. So if you chiming in here on the live lobby, I'm going to put you guys on the spot here really quick before we take our next break. Jim unveiled his picks, his best bets, and his long shot plays. I know you're both big into the fantasy NASCAR scene. Set your lineup here this week for the Kansas Motor Speedway. Who are some guys that might be low on the odds boards that you think could be running towards the top 5?
Well, I mean, no bias here, but Kyle Busch has been improving every single week. He's a plus 3,000. Yeah, you got him right there. Ty Gibbs is another one that's waiting for that big win and breakout, so he's plus 2,200. And you can't ever count out Chase Elliott, Joey Logano, and Ross is at plus 1,800. So he won here last year. Why wouldn't you go down and bet him again?
My pick, Tyson, he caught on fire last week. He caught on fire and finished next to the last. He's not going to get a good qualifying run. He'll be one of the first cars out in qualifying tomorrow, which means the track is going to be not ideal. He's going to start probably from the back of the field on the Sunday. I'm going to take Denny Hamlin. I'll take Denny Hamlin to win. He performs well here at Kansas. He has won here. He loves the mile and a half. I'll go down on the limb, and I'll take Denny Hamlin to win on the Sunday.
So we're going to have a little disagreement when we set our lineup.
Yeah, we will. All right,
rock, paper, scissors.
All right, Mike and Tyson with Shane Riken all hanging out here as you wake up, get going on a Friday morning. It is 7:53.
It's time for a morning news update on Extreme Sports.
We will start off at the Nebraska State Capitol, where the Nebraska Legislature's Education Committee struggling to advance an education package out of committee, largely due to internal divisions over some controversial provisions allowing K-12 students to leave school for off-site religious instruction. Though the bill also includes broadly supported measures like increased teacher leave, opposition from both Democratic-aligned and some Republican members has stalled the progress. Other contentious proposals within the education package include displaying the Ten Commandments and In God We Trust in schools, the debate reflecting the national trend, with Nebraska following states like Louisiana and Texas in advancing conservative religious agendas in education despite voter resistance to school voucher programs. Meanwhile, the discussions are underway in Washington, D.C. about relocating parts of the U.S. Department of Agriculture, including the Agricultural Research Service. Senator Deb Fischer has chimed in, supporting a move of some of those operations to Nebraska, citing benefits for local ranchers and existing agriculture infrastructure, such as the Meat Animal Research Center in Clay Center. Despite potential USDA budget cuts, Fischer said she is working to secure funding for a precision agriculture research facility at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln. And the U.S. House of Representatives has passed a bill, largely along party lines. I say largely, to formalize part of the President Trump's executive order, renaming the Gulf of Mexico to the Gulf of America. The bill requires all federal agencies to update their documents and maps with the new name within 6 months. Notably, the lone Republican congressman to vote against the measure was right here in Nebraska. Nebraska's 2nd District Congressman Don Bacon, who said, quote, after the vote, renaming bodies of water is not a priority in Washington and sends a bad message to the rest of the world, end quote. 5 minutes until 8 o'clock. Let's go back to the Kansas Motor Speedway. Vroom, let's get your check on sports. Here's Mike Will.
Well, Nebraska beat Penn State 9-1 yesterday in the Big Ten Conference softball tournament in Evanston, Illinois. Jordy Ball was the winning pitcher, throwing 5 innings and giving up 1 run and 2 hits. Ball struck out 9. She retired the final 12 batters that she faced, including 8 by strikeouts. Ava Bedwell was 3 for 3 at the plate with a double and 3 RBIs. Nebraska now 39-12 in the season and will play UCLA in the semifinals today at 4. The Bruins beat Indiana 5-4 yesterday. In the other games, Michigan beat top seed Oregon 5-0, and Purdue defeated Ohio State 14-6. Michigan will play Purdue in the other semifinal game at 6:30 tonight. The Nebraska baseball team will play their final home series of the season this weekend against Michigan. The Huskers are 24-25 in the season, 11-13 in the conference. The Wolverines are 31-17, 14-10 in the league. First pitch will be at 6 o'clock. 4 Hastings College golfers have been named to the all-conference teams in the Great Plains Athletic Conference. Gabe Escalera, Henry Kosmicki, and Max Nielsen have been named to the first team. Riker Dunkley has been named honorable mention. The Nebraska Kearney women's golf team shot the second lowest 54-hole score in program's history to finish 9th in the 2025 NCAA Central Regional yesterday in Edmond, Oklahoma. The Lopers finished with a team score of 888. Giuliano Botero Molina and Emily Rude both fired a school record 217 to finish in a tie for 18th place. The Hastings High baseball team beat Platteview 7-3 yesterday in the B3 District Baseball Tournament in Ralston. Isaiah Shaw had 4 hits, 2 RBIs for the Tigers. Carlos Jimenez was the winning pitcher. He threw 5 1/3 innings and gave up 3 runs and 4 hits. He struck out 3, walked 3. Hastings is now 12-11 in the season. They'll play Ralston today in the finals. The Rams beat Nebraska City 6-0 in the opening round. First pitch will be at 5 this afternoon. And the Adams Central baseball team opened up the C4 district tournament with a 6-1 win over Fairbury. Jack Shagru had 3 hits and 2 RBIs for the Patriots. Hunter Neppel, Caleb Wallmeyer, and Nick Musel combined to throw a no-hitter against the Jeffs. Adams Central is now 20-6 on the season. They will play St. Paul Palmer in the finals today. The Wildcats beat Arlington yesterday by the score of 10-3. Adams Central beat St. Paul Palmer 9-3 earlier this week. First pitch will be at 4. We'll have the action on Extreme Sports beginning with the pregame show at 3:45 this afternoon. Tyson will have the action from Duncan Field. That's a check on your sports headlines. 7:55 now on Extreme Sports.
It's time for a morning weather update on Extreme Sports with Chief Meteorologist Tim Jones.
We made it to Friday, and we have another gorgeous and warm day on tap with plenty of sunshine. Hey, everybody, Tim Jones, Nebraska Weather TV. 83 is the high today, plenty of sunshine, and a light wind of about 5 miles per hour out of the north. Overnight tonight, mostly clear skies. 53 is the overnight low. All the way up to 86 and sunny on Saturday. We'll keep the winds light as well, but then things start to change a little bit. Wind-wise on Sunday, 84, and winds gusting into the 30s.
Right now in Hastings, we've got sunny skies. It is 50 degrees. Lots of sunshine here in Kansas City this morning at the Kansas Motor Speedway. We've got 55 degrees at Extreme Sports.
Cam Raceway brings the action every Friday night with high-speed thrills and dirt-flying excitement for the whole family. From A-class and non-wing warriors to junior sprints, junior cage karts, and flat karts, there's something for every race fan to cheer for. Grandstands open at 7. Ages 13 and up are just $10, and kids 12 and under get in free. Want to be part of the action? Pit passes are just $20, with gates opening at 5:30. And mark your calendars. Saturday, May 24th is the Deb Brunts Memorial Show, featuring $20,000 in total purse and some of the best racing you'll see all season. Cam Raceway, where the dirt flies and legends are made.
Connet Auto Care is the trusted name in automotive repair and maintenance services in Hastings. We're a gold-certified Napa Auto Care Center. Our ASE-certified technicians have the Blue Seal of Excellence, receive continuous training, and are committed to providing the best service your vehicle can get. Whether it's preventative maintenance, major repairs, or just an oil change, Connet Auto Care is here for you.
Accessible and affordable holistic care is just around the corner at Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center. Located at 208 South Burlington Avenue, Suite 101 in Hastings. At Bamboo Spa, we offer a range of therapies to help you unwind and recharge. Experience soothing massages, rejuvenating head spa scalp treatments, and our Advanced Glow 2 facials. Discover the healing power of ozone therapy and frequency healing. Become a member for exclusive 24-hour access to our therapeutic amenities, including the infrared sauna, hydromassage, and cryo lounge. Members enjoy 20% off all services and 10% off products in our non-toxic retail shop. Visit our Facebook page to learn more and book your appointment today. Bamboo Spa and Wellness Center, truly holistic care, designed for you.
All right, back here at the Kansas Motor Speedway as we broadcast live here today as we get you up, get you going here for a Friday morning on Huddle Up. So you've got baseball this afternoon. We'll have it for you here on Extreme Sports. Adams Central be playing St. Paul Palmer today, 4 o'clock starting time, 3:45 for the pregame show here on Extreme Sports. For the rest of us, Tyson, it's going to be a little vacation time. I wouldn't call this vacation. We're just kind of hanging out with the NASCAR boys this weekend.
I think that sounds like a vacation to me, man. And anytime that you get to throw Hooters and a casino and a tiki bar into the mix, I think you've got the ingredients for a fun-filled weekend over there at the Kansas Motor Speedway. One question though is like there a time zone difference of like 5 minutes from Hastings to the Kansas Motor Speedway. Both of your weather forecasts, you're off about 5 minutes. You might need to fix the clock there on the old cell phone.
Really?
Yeah, you've been 5 minutes behind. Is that why we're like approaching 8:05 here on the show?
Oh yeah, this morning.
Yeah, going into a little overtime. So I was just curious if your clock was working okay.
Oh, usually we run past 8 o'clock. That's
no,
no big deal.
like yeah, a couple of different times you were like, it's 7:20, and I'm like, no, it's 7:25, but
Oh,
that's
really?
okay. Yeah. You're
My
even
clock
5
must be
minutes off.
running slow.
I think your clock is slower. There's a time zone difference, one of the two.
It didn't get any sleep last night either.
No, we're running on short time. Like I said, we might both be taking a little nap this afternoon sometime. So, all right, we'll be listening to you this afternoon.
Yeah.
Well, you starting to smell the breakfast going around here?
People are starting to get up. What time is it? It's 8 o'clock. Yeah. People are starting to get up finally. We've been up since 3 o'clock. And people are just now starting to get up around this place.
Well, I mean, kick your ass out of the camper, man.
God, get up around 3 around here. Come on.
We'll still be here on Monday, so we'll do the show Monday as we wrap up our stay here at the Kansas Motor Speedway. I don't know if we'll be in this location or we'll be at the campsite, or we might come back here.
Don't know.
Why not?
Let's go right to the finish line. Take the old wheel wagon right to the start-finish line at the Kansas Motor Speedway. Put her around the track. Do a lap.
It's not easy to get into that place.
No.
You know, especially two schmucks from Nebraska. It's not easy trying to get into the Kansas Motor Speedway, but we will. You enjoy your baseball game this afternoon. We'll be listening to you down here. Go Patriots and go Tigers are both in the district finals today. That'd be nice to have two teams in the state tournament next week. Then I might be able to take you down the Hooters in Omaha, and you and I will both enjoy wings next week.
Hey, that sounds like a plan. Let's punch some tickets to state, and let's head down there, man.
Just give me some damn chicken wings, will you?
One comment I want to address here.
Yeah.
Larson will not be winning by a straightaway. There, Jared Hackler.
Yeah, we got Jared. He's chiming in. Larson to win by a straightaway. I don't know.
It'll be tight. It'll be tight.
So, anyway. Oh, the ice guy.
Yeah, we're going to have to get a hold of him.
Yeah, the ice guy is just driving by with a whole bucket full of ice here. Check the coolers.
We need some.
Check the coolers. All right, thanks for joining us. Fun time here today on Huddle Up. Thanks to Jim Slacker from the Nebraska Thoroughbred Racing Network for joining us here today. By the way, you're out of school now, aren't you? So
yeah, yesterday was the last day of school.
Your summer officially begins now?
Pizza party. We had soda pop. We had some candy and treats, and watched a movie because we're contractually obligated to hold class on the last day of school. And after their finals got done, I'm like, pop in whatever movie you guys want. Let's kick back and let's enjoy the day. So yeah, it was a good time, and we're officially on summer break, if you will. So the more baseball games you can schedule me on, the better, buddy, because I'm going to be needing some money.
All right, thanks for joining us. Have yourself a great weekend, and be listening for baseball this afternoon.
3:45.
Extreme Sports, Adams Central, and the St. Paul Palmer. Have yourself a great weekend.
You've been listening to Huddle Up on Extreme Sports.